Disclaimer, the comments made in this video are intended for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to offend anyone. Ever wonder what happens when protests meet federal enforcement and bad decisions? Buckle up, because today we're watching anti-ICE rioters take chaos to a whole new level, sometimes spectacularly, sometimes hilariously, and always with consequences. First up, we have a masterclass in self-destruction, as this woman tries to arrest herself by repeatedly headbutting the hood like it owes her money.
Oh my god, dude, what the You're cooked, my boy. You're cooked. His ass up like nothing, dude. He's gonna start kicking too.
What you're seeing here is not police brutality, it's self-directed chaos. ICE is calmly doing an arrest, and this woman decides the hood of the car is her personal stress ball. Sir, that hood did nothing to deserve this level of unhinged performance art. Next, watch what happens when doxing federal agents and tipping off illegal immigrants meet the consequences.
He's smashing a window.
This clip is a perfect example of speedrunning consequences. The protester thought tipping off illegal immigrants and exposing agents online was some kind of heroic side quest. Unfortunately, the game rules are federal law, and the penalty is an all-expenses-paid ride to custody. Moving right along, here's the moment where refusing to move turns into discovering why pepper spray comes with instructions.
Good for you. Don't move.
Put your hands in your pocket. Get your hands in your pocket. You gotta move.
I don't post.
This woman decided standing my ground was a personality trait right in the middle of an active operation. ICE asked her to move, she declined, and pepper spray politely joined the conversation. Turns out sidewalks are not sovereign territory, and consequences don't negotiate. Meanwhile, this business owner plays distraction roulette long enough for an illegal immigrant to escape, but not long enough to avoid consequences.
Excuse me. I have on my business that you guys.
We're not inside there.
Even
Here we have a business owner who mistook federal agents for door-to-door salesmen. She tries to order ICE off her property, creates just enough chaos, and boom, the illegal immigrant slips away. Congratulations, ma'am. You didn't stop enforcement, you just upgraded your involvement. And then things escalate when one ICE agent gets assaulted 4 times and decides, you know what, everyone's invited to jail.
Shame on you!
This clip is what happens when peaceful protest repeatedly forgets the peaceful part. After multiple assaults, the ICE agent stops pretending this is a misunderstanding and starts making arrests like he's clearing a queue. Turns out violence is the fastest way to lose your protest badge. At this point, liberals begin a real-life game of Guess Who, harassing every semi-masculine white guy.
Where are you going? Huh? Are you ICE? No. Do you like ICE? Say ICE! Say it! Say it, bitch! You're a bitch! Officer! Say it! You! Nazi! Nazi! Nazi!
Apparently, the new identification test is vibes-based. If a guy looks vaguely masculine, white, and refuses to chant slogans on command, congratulations, you're undercover ICE now. No badge, no warrant, just pure suspicion powered by TikTok law school and misplaced confidence. feelings. Now, three know-it-alls confidently lecture everyone on biology, right up until someone asks them to explain it.
If you know anything about basic human biology, at conception, originally, everyone starts out as female. You're just like a blank slate, but the genetics are female.
So for my audience, I think they might be a little confused about what that is. Can you go into that a little bit more? I literally have never heard that before.
I am a biology major, and I can say that biology does not make sense, and you really just have to read about it and make sense of it yourself. Because if someone trying to explain it is not the greatest thing,
Right.
unless it's someone who like knows it in and out.
I also graduated with a biology degree. I will say that at conception, we are either male or female. We go through developmental stages where our limbs are developing based on the genetic code that we have. So I don't know who's spreading that around because I've heard that a lot today, but that is not true.
Yeah, biology is just a weird thing.
Suddenly, science turns into vibes, feelings, and it's complicated. The moment real knowledge shows up, the experts retreat to shrugging. Woke certainty is loud, but it never survives a follow-up question. Here's a good one. A woke instructor rolls out a full etiquette guide for pronouns like everyone signed up for homework.
What to do when you misgender someone and you catch yourself. Did you get Sam's text? They want. Did you see Sam's text? She wants us to come over for dinner. Really looking forward to going to their place for dinner, Sam's Shrimp Risotto. Make it awkward and about you and center your feelings, fix it and move forward.
The advice keeps going, the rules keep stacking, and then reality checks in. No outrage, no speech, just indifference doing the cleanup. Turns out most people fix nothing and keep moving, and that alone shuts the lesson down. Next up, we've got a woke street interview that starts friendly until personal preference enters the chat.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, ask me.
Okay. What is a body count that you wouldn't go near? If they have what number?
I think three and above. 21.
3? Oh, f off of that.
Yeah, it's just a preference. What you're against my preference? You know, I wouldn't judge you based on your preference. So like, you want to.
You're 21.
Yeah, I'm 21.
You've been in a relationship.
Yeah, I'm in a relationship currently. Yeah.
How long have you been in the relationship?
Like a year or something. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Actually, yeah.
I think if you're in relationships, 3, like, of course that's normal. But like, if you're not in relationships,
I'm 21.
I'm 21. Wait, like, what do you think is like the average body count of 21?
I have no
average body
idea.
count.
In England, let's say.
More than 3. I'm gonna be honest.
It's definitely more than. It's probably like 21. You're.
How long have you been in a relationship?
I'd say the.
year, yeah.
Would you say
20?
like 10?
10, like the average body count in England, in like 21.
Whoa.
Do whatever you want to do. As long as you're not cheating on anyone, I don't care. So.
Yeah, who cares? That's
Cool.
fine.
All right, cool.
The second he gives an honest answer, outrage kicks in. Suddenly, preferences are offensive, math gets weird, and do whatever you want only applies one way. Funny how tolerance disappears the moment someone does not agree with the group script. This time it's Candace Owens laying the cards on the table, while Dr. Luke Wood scrambles to defend a system built on vibes and paperwork gymnastics.
I am not less than you because you are white. I don't need you to look at me and feel bad for me because of the color of my skin. And that's effectively what you're doing every time you take an application. You say, oh, well, this girl's black, so I kind of feel bad for her, so I'm going to put her at the top of the line. It's just not necessary.
I'm of mixed background. What am I supposed to mark on an application? Am I supposed to mark multiple boxes? And plus,
Mark
if you are
black.
painting people
Mark black.
as an oppressor, if you're white,
That's
and
a
then
terrible
saying
thing to
that
tell
you're
someone to do.
oppressed,
Well, it's the
if
truth because
you're
you believe in
color,
affirmative action. So I said Mark Black. If you're a
Then-
mixed student, I'm in an interracial relationship, so I can speak to this. I have a son that's half white and a son that's half black and a daughter that's half white and half black. They're going to mark black because I know that there are people like you at the universities who will say, well, because this person is black, I'm just going to let them in.
No, they're going to mark black because they're black.
Well, they're half black and half white. They're both. What are you going to look at that applicant as a little bit less because they're half white? How do you guys figure that out?
Holistically,
I
across
love
a
that.
number of
I
different
love a
factors.
buzzword. I love me a buzzword. Holistically and racial consciousness.
Oh yeah, reverse discrimination.
It's not racial discrimination. It's just discrimination. It's just racism if you're judging people on the basis of their skin color.
She walks him through his own logic step by step until he hides behind words like holistically. When pressed on how race actually factors in, the explanation turns slippery fast, and the buzzwords do all the work. Now, Piers Morgan reads the headline, squints, and politely asks what any normal person would ask.
The first transgender, non-binary footballer to play in the Women's World Cup. To which my response when I read this was, hang on a second, hang on. She is a transgender non-binary. What is that? How can you be transgender and non-binary?
Because that's what they are.
It's not the same as transgender, or it is?
I don't want to put words in their mouth, but I would say that's probably because they're not allowed to take the correct amount of testosterone because they are still playing in the women's team.
So my question is, if you're no longer identifying as a woman, what are you doing playing in the Women's World Cup? Not my title. That is the official title of the tournament. She doesn't qualify. They don't qualify, even though there's only one of them. They don't qualify for the Women's World Cup because they used to be a woman, but now they don't want to be a woman. So now we have to call them they for being a transgender, even though they're non-binary. And they're still playing in the Women's World Cup, and we're all supposed to go, well done, Queen, what a moment! What a moment! But no one's quite sure what we're celebrating.
The guest answers with vibes, hormones, and careful phrasing, hoping that sounds like an explanation. Piers keeps circling one detail, the word women, and the clapping at the end feels more like panic than praise. And here we have the classic liberal escape act. Dodge the facts, pivot like a gymnast, and pray your homemade sign does the talking for you.
How do you guys feel about ice?
Support ice?
We do.
I don't support.
Why not?
Because I think, wasn't there something recently on the news about ice?
Yeah.
Yeah, ice is not good.
Why aren't they good though?
I don't really have too much information, but I just know they're not good.
Okay, do you know what ICE stands for?
International
Immigration Custom Enforcement. So we have this sign that I obviously made, it's homemade, and all these women on here were killed by illegal immigrants. And these are the perpetrators. So if ICE was in control of this when these women were killed, these women would not be dead.
But then they killed the innocents. I don't know.
Who did they kill that was innocent?
This is a masterclass in opinion without information. ICE is evil, details are unnecessary, and definitions are optional. Once actual examples enter the conversation, the confidence evaporates instantly. When facts show up uninvited, the liberal response is predictable: confusion, discomfort, and a strategic retreat. Now, two liberal women attempt to debate conservative men about children, puberty, and consent, and end up inventing an entirely new branch of biological science instead.
I don't see how a child cannot consent to puberty blockers.
Do you think children can consent to sterilization?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, consistent.
Do you think children can consent to throwing away their adult function?
Yes.
Do you think a 10-year-old can consent to throwing away adult function?
Like, what do you want me to say to that?
The truth?
It depends on the 10-year-old.
It depends
on the 10-year-old? Depends on the person. The first time I tried to kill myself, I was 10 years old. The first time I got sent to treatment, I was 10 years old. The second time I got sent to treatment, I was 15. I was in treatment for 2 years. Actually, about 4 years of my life were spent in treatment, in and out of treatment facilities.
I have a question for you, actually. If
Sure.
a child needed an emergent appendectomy, and you...
See, this is all they have is whataboutism.
And you...
Do you know what a logical fallacy is?
Can you please
Do you-
stop
what is a logical
interrupting
fallacy?
me?
What is a logical fallacy?
You are talking
I am
first.
talking. I am
It's a
literally
total waste
talking.
of time.
Oh my
You want to
God.
make this about appendicitis now.
But you rely on a medical professional
That's a
to
medical
make...
condition.
Oh
Is
my
pu-
God.
Is
And
puberty a medical
sexism.
condition?
And gender dysphoria?
Is puberty a medical condition?
Yes.
Natural puberty is a medical
yes,
condition.
Yes, it is, because it is a medical process.
Puberty is a medical process.
Yes, it is.
How so?
Because it relies on chemicals to help
Is
the
breathing a medical process?
Yes.
Is your heart beating a medical process?
Yes.
I think they,
So everything's a medical process.
I think what you mean is a biological process.
And what field of study does medicine
No.
take place
So
in?
are you using the word biology as a synonym for the word medicine?
Do you guys have Discord?
Two liberals argue that children can consent to irreversible treatments, then accidentally prove why consent exists in the first place. Puberty becomes a disease, biology becomes optional, and medicine somehow replaces common sense. By the end, even the concept of a logical fallacy needs emergency medical attention. Watch a liberal claim Trump is racist, without a single example, because why let facts ruin a perfectly good narrative?
Why would you say you support ICE?
Yeah, because they would get rid of these rapists and murderers that killed American women.
So are all of the immigrants that come into America rapists and killers?
Nope.
Oh, okay, so
let's get rid of these ones? You agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you support ICE removing them?
No. Okay, so what about, so our president here, his name is Trump. That's a pretty racist man.
How?
How?
Give me an example of his racism.
News.
Give me one example. Just give me one example.
Just watch the news, sweetheart. There are plenty of
Watch the news, sweetheart. Give me one example that he's racist.
Okay, Trump has flat out, flat with the racism.
How?
Comments, concerns.
What comments? Name one comment that he said that was racist.
Okay.
Because if he's racist, I want to know, because I don't want to support a racist.
So you support Trump?
I do, yeah. Can you tell me why he's racist?
She supports Trump.
So we've been sitting here for nearly a minute now, and she has still yet to tell me one thing that Trump has said that's racist.
Okay, so if we're going to be quite honest, I couldn't give you a specific...
I know, you can't.
Oh, no, I'm not done speaking. I couldn't give you a specific because I don't pay attention to idiocy. And
okay.
That's idiocy.
So if you're going to call someone racist, I think you should be able to prove it.
Watch the news.
This exchange is pure modern politics. Strong accusations, zero receipts. Trump is racist. How? The news. Which comment? Silence. Even when given the chance to persuade, the answer is feelings, not facts. When labels replace evidence, the argument doesn't evolve, it evaporates in real time. Next, this host tries to flip the scenario mid-question, hoping gender changes the rules.
So if someone come and slap you right now, what would you do?
I'm going to fight.
A girl right now, one of the girls right now slapped you. What would you do?
I'm going to uppercut her. I'm going to uppercut her.
You're gonna fight a woman?
If she hits me, yes. If you can hit a man, you can get hit like a man. I'm sorry. I'm telling you.
She leans in, waits for hesitation, and instead gets a straight answer that never budges. Her face says this was not in the plan. The couch gets quiet, the smile turns forced, and suddenly that clever setup feels like a bad idea she wants back. Now, Michael Knowles lets a campus expert unload a whole speech about the studies, complete with hand motions and attitude.
In your show, I see you often say that science is mostly fake in regards to transgenderism, climate change. My question is, when I read all these studies, some of which, of course, you think are fake, it all seems to disagree with you. So,
which studies do you read?
Yeah, the fake ones, I guess.
Yeah, can you cite the studies you're talking about?
Yeah, I've got them all in my pocket, and we can just read
Could you
them.
name even one of them off the top of your head?
No, I just threw them all out.
I know, but
they're all fake, right?
So these people you're being sarcastic because it's the last refuge of someone who has no answer. But you say that I don't believe in modern science and you're such a sophisticate who reads all these studies. You don't read them. None of these people read them, and half the studies are irreplicable. You're proving to me that it's fake. You're not even relying on it. You're relying on a kind of gut intuition, which is really just a half-baked religious sense that a boy can be a girl and that the sun god is going to kill us all in 12 years or whatever AOC said 15 years ago. It's also not even grounded in modern science. So even according to your own stated principles and premises, your arguments don't hold up.
Then comes the awkward pause when he is asked to name even one. Suddenly it is jokes, pocket pantomimes, and nervous laughs. The mic goes quiet, the room catches on, and the lecture turns into a live demonstration of bluffing without homework. Coming up, a street interviewer starts with harmless flirting, then turns it into a pop quiz on race preferences.
Do you got a girlfriend?
No, I don't.
You trying to have a girlfriend? Baby boy, I'll do anything for you. Anything for you. Baby boy, I'll do anything. Sorry, this is my man. I'm sorry.
Oh.
You like white girls or?
Oh.
I mean, I'm not white, but like, you like white girls?
Guys, in this situation, what you actually do is like, you don't answer the question because what you say will be held against you.
The touching, the loaded follow-ups all ramp up fast. When the trap finally drops, she gets a legal-style dodge instead. Suddenly, the flirting stops working, and the camera gets the explanation she did not plan for. Here comes another one as a woke pundit tries to dodge a kindergarten-level question by hiding behind vibes and TikTok phrasing.
Do you think there should be more than two genders in America?
Yeah, I don't know what that executive order means. I don't know what the president declared.
It means there are two genders, male and female. Do you disagree with that?
How many genders are there, Harry?
Yeah,
Come on, little guy. How many genders are there?
Again, these guys don't know what they're talking about, so they won't be able
Harry,
to answer.
how many genders are there?
How many genders are there, Harry?
How many
genders
are there? I'm gonna use Joe Biden's answers. At least two. At least two. That satisfies.
Well, how
the
many
little
more
brains you
are
guys
there than
got going
male,
up in there.
female?
That's a TikTok answer.
There's at least two.
Yeah.
There's at least two.
Well, no, hang on. There's male and female.
Kid is like human brain
Donald
rot.
Trump says there's male and female. There are two.
Okay, Dave.
How many
Russian
more
Rubin,
are
come on
there
now.
after male and female, Harry?
There's at least two. Now, anyway, let me get back to
what
what I was
at
saying.
least two? How many more are
there?
What are the other ones?
There's at least two.
What are the other ones?
Harry, let's try it this way. You're a female. What is the other gender?
It's so funny. it's so funny how these conservatives just get time to lie on this show, but when I'm speaking, they all interrupt and
question.
You've just been asked a very simple question,
Harry.
Harry.
Conversation with peers, not you, Mr. Combe over. Relax,
Harry,
take a
you
breather.
simply
Thank
got
you so
asked.
much.
They ask for a number and he gives a slogan. They ask again and he panics. When his own logic gets turned back on him, the whole routine melts into excuses and insults. Turns out confidence drops fast when words need definition. In this next clip, a couple attempts amateur psychology, asking if the agent had anger issues as a child.
I don't care what they told you. If you guys get in my way, I will arrest you.
Sir, we're just observing. Please calm down.
You can observe all you want.
I am observing. Do you
Stay
see
back.
me in the way? I am bad.
You had anger issues as a kid, didn't you? Were your parents present? You should be ashamed of yourself, man.
He is.
I love my job. Thank you.
You love your job?
I can't believe I get paid for this.
Really?
I do this for free.
Really, I get $200K. I'm a physician assistant.
How long did you go to school for that?
Over 7 years.
I went to high school, and I make $200K.
Here's a couple who apparently skipped how to argue effectively class. Instead of facts, they go straight to childhood therapy sessions, asking if the agent had anger issues. The agent, calm, collected, and loves his job. Sometimes professionalism is just another level of trolling. Moments later, a man discovers that yelling at armed federal agents is not, in fact, a protected fighting style.
You're one of us, just willing to throw the rest under the bus. 401k will fill f***ing hole in your lives. Nothing will ever make you feel like a human being again, ever.
Open your eyes, Jesse.
Keep up. Come on. Put your back. I know. Put your back. You're good. We got you. You're good.
Some people debate, some people yell, some people get a literal spray of reality. This guy's protest style is very immersive. Lesson learned, escalating volume often meets escalating deterrence. Then comes the classic, where yelling and spitting in an agent's face results in the fastest arrest speed run of the day.
Get out of our state! Get out of here! Get out of our state! Guys,
This is a classic example of escalation gone wrong. Yell, spit, get arrested. It's almost like federal law enforcement doesn't reward wet insults. Lesson learned, actions have consequences, and personal hygiene doesn't help here. Somehow worse, an illegal immigrant tries to run over an officer during an arrest, instantly upgrading the charges package.
Oh! Texas, please. Come out of the car. Come out of the car. Come out of the car. Open the window. Yo, he's in proceedings. He's good to go. Let me get my break. Lower the window.
Watch out behind you. Watch out. Holy. Watch out in front of you. Watch out in front.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Gotta ram. Cut it off. Cut it off. Now. Cut it off. Turn off the car. Cut the car. Cut off. Come out of the car. Come out of the car. Come out. Now.
Behold the art of turning don't resist arrest into a high-speed suggestion. Driving through your problems rarely works, and ICE agents are here to politely but firmly remind you that creativity has limits. Back to entitlement theater, a woman completely loses it when ICE asks her to unlock her car after repeated non-compliance.
I need you to unlock the door.
Okay, we already spoke about this. I'm not doing anything to you.
Unlock the door.
I'm not doing. They wanna. I'm not gonna do it because I'm not doing nothing to you.
Yes,
like I'm a gay guy.
Oh man. Yep. Shouldn't have out, huh?
This clip is peak overreaction. ICE requests a simple action, and she responds like someone just suggested splitting the atom in her driveway. Spoiler, compliance is easier than a public tantrum. Now, this journalist is explaining how she profits from a system she dislikes, right until Jordan Peterson offers a simple fix: quit.
I think I'm benefiting actually from a lot of things that I don't support. Like I have a very good job. Well, I don't think that's going to do the world any good, is it?
That's a fine rationalization for your privileged position.
Oh, well, fair enough. But if
you could trade it off with someone who's less privileged.
I could.
That'd be a start.
I could do that, but I don't want to, and I won't, and I don't think I should be expected to.
Why not? Is it okay for you to occupy a position of privilege in the patriarchal tyranny? And if it is it because you're female? Or is it just because it's convenient?
So what I believe is that you should, if you have a good life, you should try and pass that on. I believe in a progressive redistributive tax system, for example. It was once said by Lord Mandelston in British politics, New Labour was okay with people being filthy rich as long as they paid their taxes. Now, I'm kind of less okay with people being filthy rich.
Define filthy rich.
Well, I think I would leave that
You're probably in the top 1/10 of people who've ever lived on the planet. That would constitute filthy rich by historical standards.
Okay, but I'm not
sure
that I'm going to...
where is the line exactly?
Suddenly, the moral speech turns into nervous laughter and backpedaling. She can give it up, she admits, but she just will not. Then comes the wordplay about wealth, followed by a calm reminder that she already lives in the category she is condemning. This time, it's a street dating interview that manages to collapse an entire set of standards into one punchline before the question even finishes.
What's your biggest red flag in a man?
No money.
Oh, yeah? Okay. And what's your biggest green flag?
Money.
Love that. Yes.
Red flag, green flag, same answer, same laughter, just different graphics doing the heavy lifting. The vibe is pure agreement until the response shows up and calmly explains how chasing money like a personality trait usually ends with scams, sirens, and a bill nobody wants. Here comes a classic. She confidently crowns herself the prize before the math ruins the moment.
Woman is the prize.
Men are the prize because men have to bring way more to the table than women do to get a relationship, so therefore we are the prize.
No.
Absolutely.
No, that's not true.
Do you find most men attractive or unattractive?
Unattractive.
So would it be fair to say that you're picky?
Yes, very.
Okay. So if you find that guy, would it be fair to say that he's probably in the top 1 or 2% of men?
Mm-hmm.
By definition, he's the prize.
She waves off his pushback, then casually admits that most men are unattractive and she is extremely picky. A few questions later, she agrees the guy she wants is 1% rare. Suddenly, the crown switches heads and the realization hits late. In a stunning display of logic, a woman clings to the hood of a moving ICE vehicle screaming, "You will kill me," while actively refusing to let go.
No, please don't kill me! Don't kill me! Don't kill me! I'm a person! I'm a person! Don't kill me! Don't kill me! Don't kill me! Don't kill me!
This woman decides the best way to stop a vehicle is to become part of it, hanging off the hood, screaming, "You will kill me," while refusing to let go is a bold strategy. Ma'am, gravity is not on ICE's payroll. You chose this ride. Not to be outdone, this woman unloads insults until ICE calmly asks if she's on medication.
And you take down the blacks and you get video.
That's fine.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay.
Look at me. What training have you had regarding mania?
And you're good on your medication then? Are you
condescending and talking down to me, man?
I'm not. I'm actually
Oh, really?
Are you on a new medication at all?
No.
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay. Is there anything that's changed?
Who are you, Hastings?
I'm an officer of Portland Police. I'm an ECIT officer.
Oh, really? And you're really an expert on mental illness, aren't you?
Well, I mean, I'm not a psychiatrist or something.
No, you're not. And I'm the smartest person you have ever met. So get the down off of my... Did you go to college, Hastings?
Sure did.
You did? What'd you study?
Social sciences.
Oh, social science is
minor in
great.
psychology.
Oh, minor. You should know a little bit about it then, right?
And Jamie, every time we just try to have a normal conversation with you, it just goes right to insults.
Is that against the law? Is it
No,
against the law
do you
to
understand
insult
how-
a man in
Do you
blue?
understand how it's not a normal conversation?
You guys get called
Why-
all the time.
Why we're concerned?
And you take down the blacks and you get on video.
That's fine.
Have a good day, Jamie.
I want him arrested for physical assault, you face. Hastings. Oh, the little Hastings boy who got bullied. Or he's got a small
This clip proves that yelling louder doesn't make your point stronger. She insults, screams, and tells ICE to leave, while the agents maintain poker faces. It's like watching a firework of chaos meet a wall of calm efficiency. Shortly after, obstruction turns into an unplanned van ride, complete with slapstick resistance and zero cooperation.
Police before I'm disabled, so I can go to the doctor up there. That's why
Does this make you feel strong? Yeah, man!
This is what happens when you refuse to cooperate. ICE agents turn moving someone into an Olympic sport. She wiggles, they shuffle, and the van becomes the unexpected stage for the most chaotic dance of compliance ever recorded. Without missing a beat, an ICE agent removes a human roadblock by tossing him aside like a sack of potatoes with opinions. Here's a human roadblock demonstration gone wrong. The man refuses to move, ICE decides subtlety isn't working, and suddenly he's airborne like a prop in a slapstick sketch. Lesson: blocking federal agents rarely ends with applause. Predictably, a woman kicks an ICE agent, learns nothing from it, and still ends up handcuffed and van bound.
Shame on you.
Wait!
Don't you dare start kicking.
No! Stop!
Close. Lift your head up.
Here's a real-world example of resistance meeting reality. She kicks, ICE agents shrug, handcuff, and shunt her into the van like it's a game of extreme shuffleboard. Sometimes defiance is just really inefficient. A socialist insists men can be mothers, and conservative Christians pray for him, proving once again that sometimes all you can do is pray for humanity.
Have another choice?
Socialism is against natural law.
What is natural law?
It's a law imbued on every man's heart. If I were to steal something from you, even if there's no law against stealing, you would feel that was wrong. That's what natural law is.
You're saying steal as in, what is this concept of steal? You think that we're not stealing resources from other countries?
Taking what's not
You think we're not stealing resources from Africa? You know what? You've said enough. You've said enough. You've said enough.
5 minutes ago, he said a man could be a mother.
What?
Yeah,
because you don't believe in trans people.
You said a man could be a mother?
Yes, because a trans man can give birth to a child.
Unfortunately, he believes in communism. He also believes in transgenderism. So we should pray for him.
That's right.
Honestly, y'all, they're gonna waste your time praying on me, so don't worry.
We'll pray for you.
Watch a simple question about natural law turn into a crash course in communism, gender theory, and moral relativism. When a man can be a mother and theft becomes contextual, the Christians choose the only tool left, prayer, because sometimes debate isn't possible without divine assistance. Here's a liberal man arguing foreign policy like a history textbook with selective memory, especially when Obama pops up in the conversation.
The United States does not have the right to interfere in the destiny of other and the politics of a sovereign nation. The United States does not have the right to go in, and no matter what the leader has done, no matter what crimes they want to charge him with, it is not our place to go and kidnap the head of a foreign country.
Yeah. Were you just as mad when President Obama captured and killed Osama bin Laden?
I was not. I mean,
Why not?
The things that Osama bin Laden... Wait, who are y'all with?
I'm with the Kuala Leering Center.
The Kuala Leering Center.
Yeah.
A poll in Venezuela found that 90% of people, over 90%, did not support the opposition in Venezuela.
Where was that from?
To be honest, I don't remember. This is a while ago. I don't have a photographic memory. My bad.
Would you trade President Trump for Maduro?
Absolutely, any day of the week.
This protest interview proves foreign policy is simple. America bad, unless we like the president at the time. Intervention is immoral, except when it feels justified. Throw in a forgotten poll, selective outrage, and a Trump for Maduro trade, and the worldview starts wobbling fast. This old lady tries to define woman, but ends up defeating her own argument faster than you can say testosterone level.
What is a woman?
What is a woman? A woman is somebody whose gender dictates that they want to be a woman, that they feel like they're a woman, that their hormones are women.
Their hormones?
Yeah. So these people have a trans niece who knew from the time she was born she was a trans girl.
They're saying that it's not fair for people who were born men because they have physiological differences, even if they transition. Is that not true?
It's not true. If they're on hormones, it's absolutely not true. And within women, we have different levels of testosterone. So as a child, I was always a tall, athletic girl. I played football until I realized I was getting tackled on every play.
Apparently, the moment a baby cries for milk, they also declare, I am this gender forever. Nature, nurture, and cognitive development. Optional. Instant identity is the only thing mandatory. Next, our reporter asks, what is a woman? Just to see if he's allowed to wrestle one, because nothing tests liberal logic like sports eligibility.
What is a woman? We ask people on that side. Oh, okay. What is a woman?
What is a man?
A biological male, somebody who was born with a penis and... Okay. Is that not... You don't like that question? What is a woman?
I'm sorry, what is what?
What is a woman?
I mean, that's up to interpretation of it, I guess, so... Exactly.
How do you interpret it?
I don't have to interpret it. I'll let a woman do that.
Are you not a woman?
It's not my place.
You're not a woman?
No, I am not a woman.
Why not?
I don't identify as a woman.
Oh, so it's an identity. I'm a woman right now. I just identify.
I have no idea. I mean, obviously you have some sort of prejudice, some sort of, I would guess, probably some tendencies that you're fighting. So you might be. I don't know.
I didn't hear the last part.
You have some tendencies you're fighting, so that's your own thing.
Well, I'm a wrestler. So should I go compete against women in women's wrestling?
Protecting women's spaces. I received an email.
I guess.
I'm 200 pounds. I was born a male.
I don't have time for
that. So
nonsense.
I immediately did what?
All right. Thank you.
Outsourcing gender definitions, Schrödinger-level identity uncertainty, an accusation of prejudice with incomplete context. And then the reporter asks, should you wrestle against women? Suddenly the debate hits reality. If you identify as a woman, is it fair to compete against women? Crickets from the liberal side. And finally, here's a woke challenge that tries to play word games right out of the gate.
You keep defining abortion as the murder of babies, which biological fact is you would say most abortions are done before they are actually babies. It's still just a fetus. So my question...
Do you know what the word fetus means?
It's just a cluster, a
That's
zygote
not what
developing
fetus means.
into a baby eventually.
The word fetus, it's a Latin word, and it just means offspring. That's all it means. It just means the next generation of a being. So, but that's what a baby is also. I mean, that's what you would call your adult child someday once he's grown, hopefully, if he hasn't been murdered.
Can I ask my question?
Well, I'm just like to clarify this point. You would call your adult child your offspring too, but all of these terms that you might use, fetus, embryo, the one they love is zygote, which sounds like a Pokemon, but they use all these different terms, but it's all referring to the same being, and you were that being once. You, the person who's standing here right now.
Do any of us have a memory of being that being?
No, I mean, I don't have a memory of last Thursday, frankly. It's been a very busy week, but the lack of a memory doesn't mean that it's all right to murder me.
She argues labels instead of meaning, hoping terminology does the heavy lifting. That plan falls apart fast when definitions get clarified and jokes land harder than slogans.
Well, anyways, my question is, you stress murdering babies a lot, but when it comes to murdering babies, kids, and everything in everyday shootings that keep happening, you say nothing. So I ask, Why is it okay to murder babies when it's regulating women but not regulating guns?
No, I say quite a lot about that, actually. I think the crime is a terrible problem, and I think it's just awful that liberals have funded and intentionally installed liberal DAs who won't prosecute violent criminals. This has led to an increase in violent crime, and it's awful. I totally oppose that. But it's not me and it's not my side that's funding that sort of thing. Now, you say, why wouldn't I want to regulate guns? Guns are very regulated in the United States as it is. And I've yet to hear one gun control proposal that would stop any of these shooting incidents that people talk about. People focus on the sensationalized ones from the news, a school shooting or a movie theater shooting. No proposed gun control legislation of the last 30 years would have stopped any of those. And the majority of the shootings are gang-related, and they're handgun shootings. And so I'm all for cracking down on those gangs and throwing them all in the can, but it's usually the liberals telling me that we have to abolish the police and go soft on crime, and they were just failed by society, and so we can't put them in prison, and we have to abolish the prisons too. That's not me. I'm all for it. You want to get me a bill, you want to elect me to office and get a bill in front of me that will crack down on gang crime and these gangsters using handguns to kill kids, let's do it. I'd sign that in 2 seconds. But it's not up to me, unfortunately. It's up to the side that I suspect you would consider yourself to be on.
No, it's up to a side that you're often a part of. And even if it's not you specifically, it's your friends and the people you support that just continue to... it's just, you aren't considering both sides and how, saying one thing can just contradict the other thing.
How do you think I've done that?
By saying you're murdering babies, blah, 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 just over and over again, but just not mentioning any of the babies being murdered every single day in shootings that haven't even made it to major news outlets because they're so common.
No, well, that wouldn't be a contradiction or a hypocrisy or anything. I'm focusing on one particular issue called abortion, but I actually mentioned in the speech tonight that specifically on the issue of black people being murdered, 10,000 black people are murdered every year with guns and knives and hammers and the like, but 242,000 black people at the very least are murdered through abortion. So that would seem to be a more pressing issue, but I brought it up. I'm all for trying to reduce the murder rate. Unfortunately, liberal DAs are not allowing us to do that. So you're more than welcome to convince your fellow liberals to stop funding these people and to start arresting criminals. But my side of the political aisle has been arguing to arrest and keep those criminals locked up for a very long time. And so there's very little we can do if the other side of the aisle won't work with us.
When logic loses, the topic suddenly changes. Abortion becomes guns because nothing says confidence like a last-minute pivot. Then facts come out, numbers replace feelings, and the script starts cracking. In this next clip, Liz Wheeler is accused of fear-mongering by a student who thinks calling surgeries mean words makes them disappear.
You said that the left is trying to basically fear-monger people. Couldn't people argue that you're doing the same by claiming that people are trying to destroy the family and mutilate people's genitals and stuff like that?
Well, is it or is it not true that children's genitals are being mutilated in the name of the transgender ideology?
Do you have proof of that?
Yes, I do. Have you Googled it?
Oh, I've Googled plenty, yes.
There's a difference between warning people about the reality of what's happening versus pretending that someone's words, literal words, like words can't actually hurt you. You're not hurt by my words right here. You're standing right there, you're perfectly safe. I'm standing right here using my words. Maybe we don't see eye to eye on this topic. The fact of the matter is, it's reality. When you look at what's happening at gender clinics all across the country, Jazz Jennings, everyone's heard of Jazz Jennings, right? One of the most prominent transgender young people in our country. This individual, is a male and had his genitals, he was castrated. Is that not physical bodily harm, irrevocable bodily harm to this person?
She tosses out the claim, then immediately asks for proof like Google is a conspiracy theory. Liz calmly walks him through reality, names, and suddenly the mic goes quiet. Funny how fast outrage fades when examples start stacking up. Here's a good one. What starts as a casual bar question about dating etiquette slowly turns into a full courtroom defense over who pays and why.
Do you pay for dates?
See, I'm a firm believer in 50-50, just because of the fact that I believe that if I go on a date and I want to pay for a girl, and then I tell her, hey, listen, this is on me, I don't want her to assume that I'm expecting something from her post-date. Because if you go on a date with a guy and the guy's just like, no, I'll pay for this. Or, oh, we're going to go get drinks after, I'll pay for that too. It's cool, it's on me, right? I think in your head, and correct me if I'm wrong, but in your head, you're like, okay, he might want something.
She asks it casually, glass in hand, and suddenly he is mapping out intentions, expectations, and imaginary pressure like he is filing a report. Her face says she wanted dinner, not a TED Talk on emotional liability. Next up, we test the ancient liberal ritual, defining fascism on the spot, and watching chaos, confusion, and a misspelled sign ensue.
I think it's important to define our terms to know what we're fighting. So what is fascism?
No, I'm going to stand here. Okay, well...
Why would you ask her to leave?
Okay, well, we don't have to speak to
Well, we could phone a friend. What is fascism? You could help her.
I don't want to speak to you. You can get out of my face. Thank you. This is what I want. That's all I want to.
Okay, so no, you don't know what fighting, but what are you fighting? You don't know. What is fascism? And if you don't know, just say, I don't know what that is.
I see it. I can see it.
Yeah. What is it? What is fascism? Are you gonna cry? Because I asked you to define a term on your sign? Can you give an example of a fascist? Who would you say is a fascist?
No, I understand what their tactic is. I understand what the tactic is.
I'll give you an easy one. Can you point?
I'm not dumb. I'm a scientist.
You're a scientist?
Yeah.
Okay, can you point to a fascist and tell me an example of who one is?
I really don't need to speak to you.
Before you go pointing signs and holding signs. Alright, so have the courage to engage in a conversation with me.
I'm being courageous standing out here.
Yeah.
I'm practicing my right.
And turn that sign around instead.
No.
It actually says fascism. It's actually not even spelled right.
Nothing terrifies a protester more than a basic definition request. The moment "what is fascism" is asked, courage evaporates, scientists appear out of thin air, and spelling becomes optional. They're bravely fighting something they can see, feel, and sense. Just don't ask them to explain it. Meanwhile, a woman interrogates a police officer like she's hosting Common Sense 101, only to discover that apparently schools, guns, and logic are all optional.
Why are you not arresting criminals? Why are so few of the people that you have arrested and detained and deported people with criminal records?
They're all criminals. They've all crossed the border illegally. About the Second Amendment, believe in that one? You don't have just the ones that sue you there, Representative, right? What about that Second Amendment?
Well, I don't know if you heard, but we had a shooting in a school here in Minnesota recently. And
What's that got to do with the Second Amendment?
Well, I think that if we had some common sense gun violence prevention
Who gets
laws,
to say it's common sense? You?
Well, yes, I'm legislator.
Exactly, and I think that's definitely the problem.
This interview speed runs every talking point imaginable. Border crime, the Second Amendment, and a tragic shooting blended into one emotional smoothie. Questions get asked, answers get ignored, and common sense is declared the winner without ever being defined. Debate solved. Just trust the feeling. As the chaos continues, ICE agents carry a screaming woman to the van like an uncooperative piece of luggage.
Move my car! Ah! I am disabled! I have a brain injury!
Stay back.
I am autistic and I have a brain injury! Put me down! I was just trying to get to the doctor and I'm autistic! It takes me a...
This clip proves the law of physics applies even to protest intensity. Screaming at ICE agents while being carried only amplifies the soundtrack, doesn't affect the destination, the van. Still the final boss. No surprises here, a man gets handcuffed and shoved to the ground after making every wrong decision in the correct order.
Pathetic. I hope everyone can do that next.
Back up! Back up! Back up! Back up!
That's a
back up!
No, we are. This is our amendment right. He does not need to be tackled like that.
Back. Police,
he is a veteran of this country. I'm ashamed of every single one. Seriously. He is a veteran of this country. We're a bunch of veterans. He's done more for this country than any of you. You
Behold the fine art of ground-level compliance. He thought standing his ground was a good idea, but ICE thought otherwise, giving him a hands-on demonstration that the floor is mandatory. And finally, a police officer explains the quiet part out loud. Most protesters don't even know what they're protesting, even when the arrest involves rapists or murderers.
I watched y'all.
There's all these ear-piercing whistles going on around us right now. What are these people blowing those whistles for?
Oh, it's interesting you ask that, Matt. Oftentimes these individuals have no reason, or they have no clue why we are in an area. We could arrest, again, a child molester or a child rapist or a murderer, illegal alien, and they don't seem to care. They don't agree with that for some odd reason, and it seems that they protest or agitate, and they don't know why they're doing that.
Here's a cop doing the unthinkable, telling the truth. Apparently, some protesters are all energy, no context, yelling about injustice while ICE is busy arresting actual criminals. Sometimes enthusiasm outruns awareness, by a lot. A liberal woman suddenly realizes DEI programs are racist, right after the government quietly dismantled them anyway. Timing is everything, folks.
But the government has, just in the last year, dismantled DEI programs everywhere. Corporate America is kowtowing to the Trump administration.
Well, because they're illegal. It's illegal via the Civil Rights Act.
Private universities, private and businesses.
Do you think in the 1950s, private businesses, via their own policy, should have been able to decline business to black people? Because that's the logic you're operating off of. It's because they're a private business, they can discriminate against whoever they want, and federal law doesn't apply to them.
Everybody.
But do you understand a Supreme Court ruling that says that a private business can discriminate against white people or men based on their inalienable characteristics would undoubtedly undermine the Civil Rights Act and justify legally, with a legal precedent, discrimination against black people at businesses?
That's not the intention.
It doesn't matter what the intention is. Supreme Court precedent is a very delicate thing. And if you say discrimination against one group is okay, discrimination against all groups are okay. You can't say you can discriminate against white people and that's it.
I'm not going to agree with you ever on this point.
That's okay.
Why are you here? I mean, what about this immigration and stuff?
I cover all protests.
Okay.
So I go all over the country.
A liberal finally wakes up to the DEI is racist revelation, but immediately hits the legal wall. Private universities can discriminate, civil rights laws exist, Supreme Court precedents apply, and somehow it becomes a maze of hypotheticals that no one can follow. By the end, even she seems unsure why she's at the protest. Two elderly ladies go full save Maduro, destroy Trump mode, proving that age does not necessarily bring wisdom, just very strong opinions.
Want to get President Maduro freed.
Yeah, he should be free, right?
Yes, absolutely, from the Trump administration. You know, Donald Trump actually agreed with Mayor Mondami that he was a fascist. Trump is a fascist, but we have to fight that. We have an opportunity to stop him now, and his stealing Maduro. His kidnapping of Maduro is a horrible crime.
Would you rather have Maduro as president in America than Trump?
Of course, 1,000 times, of course. Yes, yes. Are you kidding? Having a fascist idiot who blabbers his way from one lie to another, to have him have this kind of control of the world? Oh my God.
The conversation starts with free Maduro and ends with him running America. Trump is labeled a fascist, lies are condemned, and yet an actual authoritarian strongman is praised without irony. It's a perfect loop. Oppose fascism so hard you accidentally endorse it, enthusiastically and on camera. And finally, our MAGA reporter exposes old and young liberals alike, because nothing says intellectual debate like a square root question and a Nazi joke.
They were trying to prevent me from...
Oh, look!
He cuts interviews badly, makes us look bad.
No, you look bad all on your own with no help from yourself. Oh, it's nice to see you again. Do you think you're a purple-haired fascist?
And I can talk to you.
Why are the new fascists look like you? This is the way nature says keep away the bright, bright colors. Okay.
Who do you work for?
We don't have to tell you.
Oh.
Who you work for?
My people. You know a lot of dirty words. Does that make you feel powerful?
What's the square root of 81?
9. How about
Don't talk German to me, you Nazi!
It's 1.
Don't talk German to me, you Nazi!
The reporter doesn't need a debate, he just points out the obvious. Bright hair, chaotic logic, and sudden math quizzes. The ladies scramble to protect their image, but every answer only makes them look more ridiculous. By the end, it's less a protest and more a masterclass in accidental comedy. That's it for today's Liberal Logic Highlight Reel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another meltdown.